Okay, so we're working through these conditions that Dickie sets out on what it takes to be a work of art. Last time we were looking at that big second one, and now we've got some idea of what he means by this. There's this social institution, the art world, that consists of all of these people like artists and art critics and museum curators. And in order for something to be a work of art, you've got to have those persons, or at least one of them, acting in their role within the art world to confer upon that thing the status of a candidate of appreciation. So, like we went over last time, that's just like, what makes it true that I am a PhD is that some person or persons working in their role as part of the social institution of academia acted so as to confer upon me that status of being a PhD. There's nothing intrinsic about who I am or what I know or what skills I have that makes me a PhD. No, I am a PhD solely in virtue of the status that's been conferred upon me by the social institution of academia. And similarly, what Dickie argues is that being an artwork depends upon having a special status being conferred upon an object by the social institution of the art world. In particular, having this the status of a candidate for appreciation being bestowed upon this thing. And by a candidate for appreciation, Dickie just means, well, look, something that has the status of being something that is able to be or is presented to others for the purpose of being appreciated. That is to say, just to be appreciated, well, to be experienced as having qualities that are worthy or valuable. So now you've got an idea of why, for example, Marcel Duchamp's sculpture fountain, that urinal that we looked at the other day, you've got an idea of why that counts as art. Well, one, it's an artifact. It was made by a human. And two, it meets the second property. It's had conferred upon it the status of a candidate of appreciation by some person or persons acting on behalf of the social institution of the art world. Namely, this person, Marcel Duchamp, an artist who's a member of the art world, put it into an art gallery that was run by a gallery curator, also a member of the art world, and they conferred upon it the status of being a candidate of appreciation. They put it out there and said, hey, take a look at this urinal, appreciate it. See if you can find something valuable or worthy in appreciating here. Now, it doesn't matter whether anyone finds it worthy or valuable. No, all that matters is that it's had conferred on it the status by the artist and the curator as a candidate, something that they think like, well, look, you should try and see if you could find something worthy in this. That's all it takes for it to meet the second condition. Reminds me of a story when I was interviewing for a job right out of college. I was interviewing. It was very bizarre, and the interviewer asked me, like, okay, so if you wanted to make a theater production right now, what would you do? And I started talking about getting in touch with other collaborators who I thought were interesting, et cetera, et cetera. And she interrupted me and said, if I wanted to make a theatrical production, I'd go into the corner right over there and take a shit in it. And, that I didn't get the job, needless to say, but it makes for a good story all these years later. But that she was trying to confer a special status on this act of taking a shit in the corner, of being a theatrical production, a work of art. Now, that probably wouldn't work because I'm not sure she had the proper status in the art world to confer that status on it. But you could imagine, well, if an artist decides, hey, I'm going to take a shit in the corner of an art gallery, and the museum curator is like, oh, yeah, that's what the artist is going to do. That's the artwork. Well, then it will have had conferred upon it the status of being a candidate of appreciation.